Hi guys, so Keir Starmer asked Boris Johnson in Parliament how he's going to focus on jobs and how he's going to defend jobs. So let's hear what both of them had to say.
I want to turn to the Prime Minister's speech yesterday, if I may, Mr. Speaker. Amid the normal bluster, there was a really striking line in that speech. The Prime Minister said, "We know that the jobs many people had in January are not coming back." I fear that this is the equivalent line to the line in the Prime Minister's speech of March the 12th, when he said, "I must level with you. Many more families are going to lose loved ones before their time." And we know what happened next. That's why there needs to be a laser-like focus on protecting jobs. So how many jobs does the Prime Minister think yesterday's announcement will protect?
Just before Boris Johnson responds, I want to comment on what I was talking about in the live stream on Tuesday evening about how Keir Starmer is building a case against Boris Johnson. You notice Keir Starmer isn't someone looking for viral videos to go, comments to go viral or to create theatre in Parliament. He's extremely cold and calculated, and he's not looking for cheap tricks. I think he's, in a sense, building a case like a lawyer would build a case against a defendant. And Boris Johnson is in the dock here. But I think this is something that could be used eventually against whoever is going to replace Boris Johnson anyway. But let's get to Boris's response.
Mr. Speaker, I think he first of all might pay tribute to the work of this government in protecting 11 million jobs throughout this crisis. He might draw attention to the fact that we've supported huge sectors of the UK economy at a cost of £120 billion. And I'm not going to give a figure for the number of job losses that may or may not take place, but of course the risk is very, very serious, as he rightly says. But that is why we're proceeding with the new deal, the fair deal for the British people, which will be not just massive investment in our National Health Service, £34 billion in our NHS, £14 billion more into our schools, but an investment in infrastructure going up to £100 billion. That we are going to build and deliver jobs.
Now, does anyone actually believe Boris Johnson when he says this? He's talking about spending £100 billion to build, and to create jobs. Well, once again, here he is with his empty slogans like "Get Brexit Done" or what was it? I don't remember the other one. It's just an attempt to appeal to his base. I don't believe he's interested in actually creating jobs or building infrastructure. And build what? What is he planning to build? Substandard housing? Because once again, if we come back to Brexit is about stripping away environmental protections, workers' rights, and standards. So what are you going to build, Boris? If it's housing, should we believe you even? Does anyone remember Boris Johnson last year talking about building 40 new hospitals? Where are those 40 new hospitals? And about jobs, you were talking last year about hiring 22 or 21,000 police officers. Where are those police officers? Also tens of thousands of nurses. But instead you're turning around and sending people back home because of Brexit. So the idea that Boris Johnson is going to spend £100 billion on infrastructure or on building things, I'm not entirely convinced. But then this is Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson will tell you one thing one day and then something else another day. But I do think it's interesting from another point of view how Keir Starmer is dealing with Boris Johnson. He's not taking the bait. He's cold, calculated, and seems to be laser focused on creating a case against Boris Johnson and the Tories. But I'd like to know your opinions. Let me know in the comments section. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. Why not become a Patreon and enjoy access to our Discord server where we share news, chat, and have some fun? If you become a patron, you can also make video suggestions on topics that are important to you. Check it out via the link in the description.